back in the day, probably the 40s and the 50s, on top of Hunters Point Hill, it was the black barber shops, black beauty shops. Everything was like black movies. We had a lot of black businesses back then. And then all of a sudden you see that fade away. We had a black hotel, we had a lot on 3rd Street, and then, like you said, all of a sudden, when they started talking integration and then, everybody started packing up and leaving and stuff like that, our businesses left. But when I was a kid, everything was black, in a certain environment.
I decided to focus on Bayview area because it was where I'm from. It is where I'm from, and it's where I grew up. And I came back after being gone for over 15 plus years, and I saw this redevelopment and building here, and I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be a part of what the changes that my community was undergoing so I could feel reconnected. My name is Carla Tucker, and my business is CLT Construction Services, and I provide professional support services and administrative services to local contractors and for construction companies in the Bay Area. Now that I've come back, the personality of it for me is bittersweet, because the gentrification or the regentrification is good, but at the same time, I still see parts of like my past that have gotten stuck, and they didn't, it didn't evolve into where I thought it should be, and I didn't see any help to help in that process. So it was disheartening for me, and that's a real major part of me coming back, because I want to have a part in helping my people who are still here in the community. I want to be a part of helping them evolve. I think that's important. Growing up in the Bayview area was awesome because it was a community, and the term "it takes a village," I felt like Bayview was a village. It was a village. We were raised not just by our parents, our family, we were raised by everybody in the community. Go down the street and Miss Franklin, she would be like, "Okay, I got my eye on you." So everybody raised you, had an arm in raising you, and that's what I loved about it. I went to school here, kindergarten, through All Hallows, which was formerly All Hallows, but it's now Bayview YMCA. And when I went there, it was just nostalgic for me because I spent, a lot of the majority part of my childhood there. And it was just great, it was a very hilly community. We skated and rode our bikes down these hills, and knew all of the local merchants, and they too were a part of our family. So it was just great, and we had great weather here. It was awesome. My biggest mentor since I've started my business has been Yolanda Jones of YCAT-C. She has been very instrumental in motivating me, inspiring me, and just, pushing me to get to the next level constantly, consistently. Because there's been a lot of times where I just wanted to be like, I'm just going to get my resume out again and start there. She says, no, you keep going. In the next 5 years, I see myself, I really want to be able to give back to other women who want to start their businesses. I want to be able to help train them along the way. I want to be like how Yolanda was with me. I want to be able to push them and make sure that they take the right steps so that they can have all their certifications and everything that they need to succeed. Because that's what's keeping me here. Knowing I got through that part, that's what's keeping me here.
The Bayview is such a different community because it's always been we love each other. We might bicker like a family, but we always have loved each other. And it's a culture that comes from maybe from the South. Our parents brought this culture here, but you can never, anyone can say that Bayview Hunters Point was divided and couldn't come together. It's not like today. I'm just saying today is a different community. You know, with young people fighting each other, no, that's not where we come from. And if you define the culture in Bayview Hunters Point, you would kind of love, everlasting love, you know, that we have here. And I think that it's going to always be that way.
HAS beautify the neighborhood or anywhere, wherever there's paint. That's my job, is to put paint where it ain't, to beautify the neighborhood anywhere. And that's what HAS is all about. And putting our people to work. I trip off a lot of things, you know. Like, for instance, now on Northridge, right, just growing up, I used to jump them fences and stuff like that back in the days. Now we up there painting them. So it's like, it blows me away because I could see myself through a little kid, what I used to do. I worked off and on for years and years. And with the history of being laid off all the time is when I decided, you know, I didn't want to be laid off anymore. I mean, I taught a lot of people in all the communities how to paint. We all used to work together, so they done seen changes. They know it's possible, and that's been my mission, to let them know we're not just in business, you know, for the short haul, we're in it for the long haul.
It's an economic boom right now, and especially for us industrial and building. And we're trying to get our young people have an advantage right now to go get into the union, get a trade, get a craft, and they're the ones that's getting the benefit of this. And they, I'm saying, are loving this. They are like a new person. And I wish some of the people in the community could come out and don't be afraid of them, and come out and talk to them and give them a more idea of where they can go, you know. And I think that together we all could change this, as you said. We could change them and take what we do, and we take that 9mm gun out their hand, and we put a hammer in their hand, or we put a drill in their hand, you know. This is what we do. We take the drugs out their hand, and we put, you know, drills in their hand, and make them feel like they are somebody now. And they can go forward, and they have hope, you know, with their little families and stuff like that.
Janitorial is one of the easiest business you can start. You know, all you need is a mop, a broom, a vacuum cleaner, a squeegee, and just the heart and will to get up every morning and go do a job. And if you do quality work, you'll be invited back. I love the neighborhood. We grew up, you know, kids, innocent kids, just playing around. Me and all my friends, we played a lot of football. We went to school. We focused a lot on what we would do when we grew up older, because we grew up with nothing. You know, we didn't have any money, so that wasn't a thing that we was privileged to. So we always talked about how we can get some money. So I'm a second generation of my family, the Mabrys in Hunters Point. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers and grandfathers moved from Texas up here to work into the shipyard. Raised my mom and my dad. They were middle class families. They worked in the shipyard, and they bought homes over in the Bayview. And me and my brothers being a second generation and growing up, we learned that I had an auntie who was an entrepreneur. My great grandmother was an entrepreneur. So the entrepreneurial skills was they were just there. They just became something that I had inherited just as a kid. For my family being in the neighborhood so long, they named a court after our grandmother. It's called Mabry Court. And me being a second generation, it just makes me feel great to come back to the community after starting a business that so many people said I couldn't do, and hire folks. So that makes me feel really good. to be able to give them a foundation to build something from. Even if they don't want to be janitors or laborers for the rest of their lives, they can make enough money to maybe go to school at nighttime or on the weekends and to find out what they want to do as a career or start their own businesses. But definitely hiring and coming back to the community, giving jobs is a great feeling. My proudest moment as an entrepreneur has been hiring both of my sons full time to come to work for my company, and it feels great to be able to do that. I started your all day everyday janitorial, my business, about 25 years ago actually. I used to hang out on a corner, me and my friends, and I had spoke with some other people, and they had gave me some ideas like, hey man, do you know you can go down to City Hall, you can start a business for like $35? And I was like, start a business? It's like, you can go actually get a business license for $35. I was like, you kidding? I was telling my friends, I was excited, like, man, you know we can start businesses? And they were like, man, you can't just start no business. I said, man, we live in America, man. A dream was built with $1 and an idea. So I started off as a construction worker. And then once I opened this business, I just, I put everything into it. I stopped doing construction. I said, I'm gonna strictly work for myself. And I just put all my blood, sweat, and tears, just hustle. And I wanted to show my friends in the neighborhood that we could be businessmen, that we were great businessmen. We just were in the wrong business for too long. So I took the idea and the concept of how we used to do things and just put it into this, and now I'm selling cleaning, and it works. No one knows what it's like to be an entrepreneur but another entrepreneur. You are on the island by yourself. It's either you make it or you don't.
I'm hopeful because I think that we got one more go around, and I think the people that we have now are going to get involved. I do. I think the people are going to say, hey, Don, this enough is enough. And you see them people, they see them marching down there? We need to do that. One more time. One more time. That's all we need.
Talking with my colleagues keeps me humble, keeps me focused, and seeing them do well inspires me to do better, and then we just feed off each other. This is happening with me, this is happening with me, keep doing this, I don't worry about that. We'll change information about RFIs, RFQs, change orders, anything that has to do with the construction language, lingo, and paperwork, we share with one another. So that's been a big help.